Right, ray diagram. Here we have an inverted object, which is this lovely line here, and you can tell because it says inverted object. One of the rays of light will always be parallel coming off the object. Because it's parallel, its point of converging will always be straight through the principal focus. The other will always go directly through the centre of the lens. If the object is between f and 2f, you should get a magnified image, and it will be a real image. So we follow through. The line has already partly been done for you, so no arrows are required because it has already got arrows. Just make sure that you follow along the line very carefully. This one will go straight through F because it is parallel, and you can already see where that is going to converge. Roughly. Where the 2 points converge over here, that is where you label the image. Now, because this is between f and 2f, it'll always be an inverted image of the original object. It's because the object is inverted to start with, the image that you'll get is going to be upright. Make sure you draw the image, which will be between the principal axis, which is this lovely horizontal line, and the points at which it converges, and label it as image. Next sort of question, you may get this one. Now on this occasion, the object is between f and the lens. Now this is too close for it to actually converge. These two lines, this one being parallel will go through f, and this one is going straight through the centre. Because it is between f and the lens, what you'll actually get is a virtual image. Observe. Not quite neat enough. Please notice, ruler, pencil, rubber. 3 absolutely critical things for anyone who's planning to do the P3 exam properly. And this one is going to carry on going straight. Now, as you can see, these two are actually moving away from each other. So you follow the line backwards with a virtual line, which is a dashed line. And where these two converge, you get, firstly, a virtual image, secondly, a virtual image and an upright image, and it is magnified. Again, don't forget, label the image as such. That is a virtual image, upright, magnified, produced when the object is between f, the principal focus, and the lens. Other types of questions you may get which involve converging lenses are questions like this. It all depends on whether you can remember what's going to happen to the image as a result of the position of the object relative to the principal focus. Remember, if the object is between f and 2f, you will get a real, inverted and magnified image. This time it is again, like the last one, between f and the lens. So you should know already this is going to produce a virtual image. Again, from the top of the object, you need to draw a line parallel into the lens. And because it is parallel, it will then end up going through f. It is quite hard to see it. I think you can just about see it clearly. And that will go through f. this one will go straight through the centre of the lens. It is really critical to make sure you get these exactly right, because otherwise the magnification will be wrong. So even there, I've made a slight mistake. Because if a question then asks you about the magnification, if you've already got this wrong, and it hasn't quite matched up, then the magnification of the object you'll get is wrong, because you'll plot it in the wrong place. Okay, so then, just like last time, follow these ones back up, but with virtual lines. So the convergence is going to be quite far off on this one. It always depends on how exactly you've drawn it, but the point at which they converge is actually up here. And as a result, the image that you will get is a virtual, magnified, and upright image. Label it image. The final one you might get is this. Now, if you look at this very carefully, you will note that this is a diverging lens, not a converging lens. As a result, the image that you're going to get is actually going to be smaller. Okay? So, first thing you have to do, just like always, is draw a line, a parallel line, from the top of the object to the lens. Now this one is slightly more unusual. Because this line is parallel, the diverging lens will actually send it away, rather than towards a converging point. The thing that you need to remember here, once I've stopped dropping my pencil, is that because these are parallel, the line you're actually going to get is going to go through F, but not directly. So the best thing to do here is actually to go to F and start drawing the virtual line, which you will get. Follow that line back towards the lens. Then draw the straight line this way. The second thing that you'll have, as always, is the line, is the ray that goes directly from the top of the object through the centre of the lens. The image is formed here, where the convergence is. This produces a virtual, diminished, so smaller, upright image. So that's what you get for a diverging lens, and that's how you do it. This is what you get for a converging lens, where the object is between F and the lens, and you get a magnified virtual image. And where the object is between F and 2F, you get a real, inverted, and magnified image. If, however, there is an object which is beyond 2F, you would follow the same pattern, but the image you get is both closer to the lens and diminished, as well as being a real image. Remember, a real image is always formed on the opposite side of the lens to the object, whereas a virtual image is always formed on the same side as the lens to the object.